Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So guys, I woke up this morning and I saw that XRP was the best performing cryptocurrency today so far. Right now up 6.35%, trading at 0.255. Look at that chart. Beautiful. XRP coming right back in to that level of support that it had left after this dump. Came back down, it was hugging this level for a bit, and then finally decided enough is enough. This is the level of support that we need to be in. So shot right back up here. Meanwhile, I can't really say the same for Bitcoin. Bitcoin made a new level of resistance. So originally the level of, or rather support was up here. It was between that 9,000. So it started here, $9,000 and $10,000 mark. Okay, started here, went up to here, dumped down, and now is in a new level of support. And sure, it is climbing back up, but guys, XRP has been maintaining its price in comparison to Bitcoin at 25.5 cents. So, now's a good time to, and it always sounds counterintuitive when I'm about to say it, but if you did want to catch some Bitcoin and you're willing to relinquish some of your XRP, now's the time to maybe put a little of your XRP into Bitcoin. I'm not saying to do it, but I know some of you guys have thought to yourself, well, maybe I should get a little Bitcoin, and now Bitcoin is on sale. And you got to look at that price ratio, right? If you have more buying power with your XRP right now, and you've always wanted some Bitcoin, maybe now's the time to buy for you. But not for me. I'm keeping my XRP. All I'm saying is that there are different trading strategies and everybody's different, obviously. If you missed the boat on Bitcoin price originally, it's good to look for these discrepancies when another cryptocurrency you hold goes up and Bitcoin is going down. Anyway, enough about that. And so I was looking at this spike and I was thinking to myself, why is this happening? Then I saw this article from A&B Crypto. Ripple acquires Icelandic crypto trading company Algrim. Okay, guys, this just happening. Recently, the newest addition to the blockchain giant Ripple's family was a 6-person engineering company, Algrim. So according to the official release, Ripple launched operations in Iceland to further expand its foothold in Europe and to acquire Icelandic trading company firm Algrim. Ripple continues its acquisition streak and launches operations in Iceland. Welcome to the family, Algrim. And so this is from Algrim CEO Daddy Armanson. He says the decision to join the Ripple team was a natural fit. Both companies share a vision to enable widespread adoption of digital assets and blockchain technology, which aligns directly with what we've been working towards for the past several years. We are big believers in XRP and the XRP ledger and eager to help build the future of payments at Ripple. So with Algrim under its hood, Ripple will leverage its presence in the Northern Europe demographic. The blog stated Iceland will serve as one of Ripple's engineering hubs with plans to bring on more technical talent in the region. The blockchain firm's product RippleNet has been touted as an alternative to the costly endeavors tied up with traditional international payments. Right, we know all this. RippleNet uses XRP as on-demand liquidity. So guys, the Algrim acquisition, could this have something to do with this? Because then I went on to Twitter and I saw this tweet here from Rockefeller Jr. That's at Rockefeller_XXX. A coincidence? Yes or no? So we have the Algrim deal here, just listed here on Ripple's page from today, September 30th, regarding that Icelandic acquisition. And then we have this article here from Axios. Trump eyes free trade agreement with, guys, none other than Iceland. The Trump administration is eyeing a new trade deal with Iceland amid the U.S. trade war with China and tensions with Europe, officials tell me. Why it matters? A potential deal isn't about Iceland's economy, which offers little to the U.S. from a financial perspective, but the Arctic country is strategically located, and the president's national security team has emphasized the importance of investing in the region. So that seems very interesting to me, and not only me, lots of other people here on Twitter. If people knew how deep all this goes, they would understand the delays, says Ian Northing. Behind the scenes, this is all happening before us, and it is being reported. You just have to look for those connections, right? You just have to be able to, it does help to have people on Twitter, tagging you in these tweets and doing some of this research and having a team of people essentially pulling together all the pieces, right? The XRP community is just amazing at doing that. So I wanted to say thank you, Rockefeller Jr. at Rockefeller_XXX on Twitter. And I don't know if you guys remember this from back in the summer. Trump crazy like a fox in suggesting Greenland's purchase. So Donald Trump essentially wanted to buy Greenland, and people didn't quite know if he was joking or not about that. But then coming back to this, it seems as though that he was being completely serious, especially if this is the truth. Why it matters, a potential deal isn't about Iceland's economy, but more about the emphasis and importance of investing in the region. And guys, for those of you who know geography, Greenland is very, very close to Iceland geographically. So could this be a bigger play for the United States government? And is Ripple involved in this? We're just going to have to wait and see. So this from the Daily Hodl as well. Ripple touts UK's classification of XRP as an exchange token and not a security. So Ripple is now calling out to regulators. Ripple says it's time for regulators around the world to update and offer clear guidance for digital assets. In a new blog post, Ripple highlights a document from the UK Financial Conduct Authority that classifies XRP as an exchange token and not a security. So this happened on July 31st. The FCA published its final guidance defining which crypto asset activities it regulates. An accompanying press release from the FCA lists XRP alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum as digital assets that the agency has declared are exchange tokens which fall outside of the authority's regulatory parameter. So this is what Ripple says. Specifically, the FCA classifies digital assets as one of three types of tokens: exchange, utility, and security. These classifications are critical because they define the use cases for each type of token. For example, XRP is classified as an exchange token because of its role in facilitating cross-border transactions. By issuing these classifications, the FCA makes it clear to companies which digital assets fall inside its regulatory parameter. Put another way, the FCA has demonstrated which types of tokens will be regulated as securities and which will not. The FCA has also made the framework flexible to account for evolutions in technology because it acknowledges that digital assets can move between classifications over time. That's right. Sometimes the definition is going to change because digital assets can be created to do multiple things. And so I'm really seeing this as part of the problem and why governments and regulators are having a difficult time figuring this out. Ripple is calling on the US and other countries to lead the way and offer business, simple, and direct regulatory guidance. So, just as the US helped lead on internet regulations, the UK is taking important first steps to regulate digital assets and blockchain. There are a number of other countries around the world that have already proven friendly to blockchain technology, including Switzerland, Abu Dhabi, Thailand, and Singapore, and many more that might take important cues from the FCA to co-learn their own regulations. Countries that take the lead on these frameworks will be better positioned to attract capital, companies, and jobs, particularly since blockchain technology is here to stay. Regions that have unclear guidelines should establish their own frameworks to remain competitive and avoid losing companies to better regulated markets. So XRP's stateside classification could have legal ramifications for Ripple. Okay, and then it talks a little bit about the lawsuit that is going on, but it is super important, and this has always been a pressing issue for Ripple. The quicker they can get regulated worldwide, the quicker that the master plan, in quotes, can happen. Okay, the quicker that will be executed. And you know, it's so coincidental that Ripple is acquiring this firm in Iceland and that Donald Trump is eyeing a trade deal with Iceland as well, talking about that area as being a strategic investment. Meanwhile, Ripple obviously pushing regulators to get this party started, to take a look at the UK's framework and, you know, build on that. I saw this on Twitter as well from Crypto Eri at Sento Sumo Saba on Twitter, and she says, Money Tap, a really big announcement from SBI today moments ago. Daiwa Securities Group Inc. and Sumitomo Mitsui Trust Bank will participate as shareholders, bringing the total number of participating financial institutions to 30 companies. The two mentioned are huge. So a big move forward for MoneyTap, obviously partnered with Ripple. And XRP_veteran sent me this on Twitter as well with just this clip from Christine Lagarde here. Interesting clip. Let me play it for you here. Talking about, well, you hear what she's talking about here.
You have, I believe, 4 or 5 islands which together have decided at central bank level to go with a digital currency. So central bank digital currency is coming alive. It's not going to happen today. I think they have a 12-month experimental period that they want to go through before they actually launch for good.
So she's talking about some Caribbean islands, and she said 3 or 4, was that 3 or 4 islands? At the central bank level are indeed experimenting with a digital currency to what I'm assuming she's talking about here. I don't have too much more context on this clip. To replace fiat currency. So at the central bank level, these countries are now eyeing this, and they're going to pilot it, she says, for at least 12 months before they finally make a decision. So guys, this is just around the corner. This is not going to happen overnight, but the plans within plans within plans. And to me, guys, another tweet to just reinforce this. This from my buddy XRP_Canada on Twitter. Agustin Carson's the general manager of the Bank for International Settlements, using the exact same metaphor as Brad Garlinghouse. Just listen to this very carefully, okay?
If I had lunch here in the cafeteria, I paid my coffee. I had good coffee. I'm satisfied. They're satisfied. They know I paid. If I had paid with Bitcoin, I would have a cold coffee, and they still would be very...
So Augustin there saying if he paid with Bitcoin, he would have had cold coffee, and, well, you get the point, right? Bitcoin takes a long time to settle. And this for this clip, so right after, Brad Garlinghouse talking about the same thing here. Let me just cue that up.
You know, I make the joke that, are you going to use a Bitcoin or a fraction of Bitcoin to buy a cup of coffee? Well, it's going to take hours to complete the transaction. Your coffee's going to get cold.
Right? So obviously these metaphors, at least in my opinion, are not just being plucked out of thin air coincidentally. Brad Garlinghouse did use that metaphor months ago, and people in the space, people with influence, are picking up, you know, using the term level playing field as well. I think that's a very descriptive way to explain what Ripple's doing, and we're hearing people from the IMF, right, the BIS, these influential organizations using those same terms. So guys, this is just part and parcel of what's coming down the road for Ripple, for the cryptocurrency revolution. Anyways, guys, XRP down a little from its hourly high this morning, but still trading strongly. Do you think we can get up past 26 cents, so essentially making another cent gain within the next 24 hours, let's call it today? Essentially where we were before this huge dump occurred back on September 24th. Do you think we can get up there today, guys? I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.